I'm having a bit of a clean up today. That's one of the things that I decided to do. I'm cutting all tops off these tomato plants now. These Italian plums. We did those quite a while ago, although they look like they are ready for another go. So if I snip that top bit off, you can see it's still trying to produce flowers to grow more tomatoes, and it's way too late now for that. And these ones have got little tomatoes on, but I've cut them off anyway. We've still got quite a few on bottom that are really good and they're ripening. But any that's just starting out, we haven't really got time for those now. So anything that's got shoots coming off it, we're getting rid on now. These are climbing quite high as well, but there's only one branch on here that's got oat on it apart from a couple of tiny ones, so I'm cutting that right back, taking all that off. It's just to stop this plant trying to grow anymore. I'm taking that bit off as well, so they're quite low now. This one has got a bit of height to it and there's a little fruit just there, but just below it there's two quite big ones, so I'm cutting that bit off, taking away that little fruit, and then leaving the big ones now to grow on, and again taking branches off that we just don't need anymore. Just getting as much light to this plant as I can, because we're about done with them. They don't usually last much past September anyway, so when you start cutting into it you realise you've got a few branches that probably should have come off weeks ago. So that is basically the plan at day. And believe it or not, that's another side shoot on top that's already growing flowers on it. So we're taking all those off, all those branches. It's just opening everything up to that little bit more light so we can ripen the existing fruits a little bit quicker. That's all we're doing it for. And you have seen me do this before, but this is basically what I caught last cut that year, so I do take quite a lot off. Of course, if your plants are still going and you're getting fruit and you want to carry on, that is up to you. I just like to make sure that we can harvest maybe one last time from these Italian plums, because they don't grow lots and lots of tomatoes per plant. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is quite a few on them and they are a lot bigger than a regular tomato. They're just not as prolific as things like Gardener's Delight, but they are a really good quality tomato. That's quite a pile I've built up already, but you get the idea behind what I'm doing. We can see there is some fruit on there, but it's not getting maximum light. These are the ones that I've just cut back. We've left a couple of leaves on top because we've still got a few quite big fruits on there and on that plant. But all across this bottom, well, we've got these big fruits that are waiting to ripen. We're now fully exposing them to light, just giving them that maximum chance to grow. That everything is completely opened up, and that's that first plant that we did. These have been cut back a bit, but the plants are getting very tired now. All these branches have got leaves on that just don't look very healthy. They're not serving any purpose to this plant anymore, so they might as well go. And all of a sudden everything's opened up that much more. This is a side shoot that went out and it's trying to grow more fruit, but it kinked. It got too much weight on it. So we'll let that go as well. Old branches, we just don't want them. And those back branches again that we were cutting off originally, and now again we're left with that. We can still cut a couple more from top that we can see aren't actually doing anything. It's just a job that needs doing. You can see right at the back there's a tomato that's gone completely overripe and it's shrivelling up. It's because it's been hidden. We've just not seen it when it was ready to pick. Taking all these off as well. Now we've got some real height to that plant with no branches on it, and the last of its fruits are now going to ripen a lot quicker. So as we did before, just going along and doing the same thing to all these plants. That's got fruit on it, so we don't want to cut that. We'll take that branch away beside it. This one has fell over with weighted tomatoes on it, so we can pin that one back up, but before we do that we can get a quick trim, get rid of these branches that we don't need no more. I'm just left with that basically, which is the only bit we need with the fruit on, and I'll just hang that over that plant next to it while I have a look at the rest of it. We've got a lot of branches here that basically have nothing on them at all. They've just dropped over. We might as well take the lot off today. And now we've done that part, look how many tomatoes are still on these plants. But we've took all that excess foliage away now. And all those tomatoes that are still green are going to ripen by the end of this week. Because we've got maximum energy now going into what's left. And I've also got these outside still. And I took an harvest again this morning. And believe it or not, I filled another black tray full of cherry tomatoes. But now these plants have pretty much had it. But what I'm going to do with these is, I'm just going to pull the plant up and then just lay it on top of compost bin. But because they're still on vine, they'll still ripen. But it'll give us a chance to start clearing this area up, because we can take all that framework away as well. So I'll just cut the strings that's holding these on. And then I shall just pull it up. And then they'll get laid down on that compost bin to ripen the last of those fruits. For now I'm just going to lay them on this table, and we'll take a picking of those almost ripe tomatoes later on today, and then we'll wait for the rest to ripen. So definitely a couple of jobs worth doing this morning on what's turning out to be a very miserable Monday morning. We've got clouds rolling in, we've got threats of rain, thunderstorms, but at least we had 1 week of summer. And we know now that all these tomato plants, regardless of how little light they do get or sunshine, are now going to ripen twice as quick anyway. And just before I go, thank you very much to Justin Webb for making that PayPal donation yesterday. I really do appreciate your generosity. So thank you so much for that, Justin. We'll get that money put back into this channel for his autumn winter projects. If you want to see our other plants get on as we go through the colder months of the year, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.